Councillor John Reynolds, please.
Thank you, Chairman. This is to Councillor Orgy, and it concerns the implementation of safety measures following a report on the Huntingdon Road junction with the new NIAB 1 site. Councillor Orgy may be aware that the post-implementation study was carried out last year in October. A report was presented to the developers for implementation, and it has only taken 12 months for that work to start. Is this acceptable? Well, certainly it is not. What is Councillor Orgy going to do to make sure that these sorts of things do not happen again? In this particular instance, there have been 2 road accidents at which the developer has paid full compensation to those people who have been involved in those accidents. I have worked with a range of officers and members to try and get this implementation speeded up, but to no avail. I think it has been a disgrace.
Orgy, please.
Yes, thanks very much. Well, thanks very much to Councillor Reynolds for giving me advance warning of this question. I think if we can just go over what happened. Upon completion of the junction, a Stage 3 safety audit was undertaken in October 2011 and then forwarded to the developer. It's certainly not usual for remedial works identified in such an audit to take 12 months to be completed. And in this case, notwithstanding pressure being applied by officers, it appears that the developer did take an unreasonably long time to commence the remedial work. I think it's fair to say that officers encourage developers to undertake works in a timely manner. However, they're under pressure to build houses, and their focus is not always in what we would consider to be the right place. Works such as the junction in this case are supported by a bond, which the council can call on in extreme cases to complete works where a developer defaults on their responsibilities. In this economic climate, there is a balance to be struck between encouraging developers to work with us in fulfilling development obligations and knowing when to take more forceful action, like calling in a bond. So I'm very aware of this situation, and we'll do everything to make sure that similar situations don't arise again in the future.
Thank you. Do you have a supplementary?
Yes, Chairman. I note what Councillor Orgy has said, and I think it is somewhat unsatisfactory. We're just waiting for somebody else to do something. And what the Council should be doing, Chairman, and what the planning authority should be doing, is ensuring that there is a direct responsibility for the developer to implement these sorts of things without delay when they've been brought to their attention. Just saying you'll leave it to somebody else to do and follow it up and hope the best is just not good enough. We see that, unfortunately, with so many things. We see that with the adoption of highways, the time it takes, and people who have bought homes having to suffer, and people in this area have also had to suffer because it's not been brought up to date. It's not good enough.
Thank you. Councillor Orgy.
2 things in response to that. First of all, I thought in my answer I did say that such works are supported by a bond that can be called upon if work appears to be taking far too long. So there are mechanisms in place, and those can be called upon. And the second point I'd make is about roads being adopted and so on. I did make some responses to the South Cambs local plan consultation, which ended recently, and one of those was about the need for district councils to take strict action in ensuring that roads and sewerage systems were adopted at an appropriate time within the life of a development. So I've made appropriate comments to the district council in the area which I serve.
Thank you very much.